Hello my friends, welcome to week 5 of Obsessed with Katty and Christy using the Maggie Holmes open book collection. I am warning you guys right from the beginning, this layout is way over embellished. For this week's challenge, Christy and I are using a stencil, a chipboard frame, 3 ephemera pieces, some kind of fiber, and 1 mystery ingredient. So I did meet the challenge. I think I passed the challenge. I went overboard with the challenge, I should say. So basically my layout ended up being a 2-page spread, although it did not start out that way and I did not intend it to be that way, but it did. And I'm very, very happy with the end result. I really like how it turned out. So these are the papers that we are using this week. It's these 4 papers and then the cut apart sheet that you see to my left. Now, if you guys have not watched Christy and I before on our Obsessed series, we do a bi-weekly series where we use a specific collection. In this case, we're using the Maggie Holmes open book, and then we pick 4 or 5 sheets of paper that we have to use each week. Now, Christy has the 12 by 12 paper pad, and I only have the 6 by 6 paper pad. We both have embellishments from the collection, like the floral ephemera and the regular ephemera pack. So we have those things. I have the chipboard. We both have the chipboard frame. So basically, we just kind of challenge each other to use a specific set of papers, and then create a layout based on that. So for this week's challenge, we're using these papers. I'm very excited to see what Christy does with these papers. We keep our layouts a surprise from each other until the day of the reveal, which is Wednesday every 2 weeks. So I'm so excited, and I'm kind of sad that our little series is coming to an end. Well, it's not coming to an end. This collection is coming to an end. We will be back in the new year, 2016, with a new collection. So stay tuned for that. But we have this one. This is week 5, and then we have 1 more week to go. So stay tuned. So basically, my idea was this. I have these pictures from my boyfriend's birthday. We spent the day out. We had lunch. We went to a park by the water, and it was just a really nice day. So I printed, since one of the papers is black, I printed 3 of the photos in black and white, thinking I would use them over the 3 colored papers. And then I printed 1 photo in color, thinking I would use that one over the black paper. Now I do end up using it just like that. I place on each of the colored papers a black and white photo, and then my colored photo is going to end up being on the black paper, but you're gonna see. So basically I am using the stencil. That's one of the things we have to use in this recipe challenge, because every week we have a different challenge. This week we're doing a recipe. So it was the stencil, I think it was 3 pieces from the ephemera pack, which I think I used like 300. We have to use some kind of fiber, which I would use, and then a mystery ingredient. My mystery ingredient is stickers, or letter stickers. I used 4 different types of letter stickers, so that's kind of my mystery ingredient. So here are my 4 pictures. Now I went through all of my embellishments, and I sort of picked out and what I mean by all of my embellishments is through the Maggie Holmes open book ephemera pack, the floral ephemera pack, and the chipboard frames. Now I'm taking the little cut apart sheet, which is in this week's paper selection, and I'm cutting it apart, and I'm placing sort of in each kind of stack where it kind of matches. I'm placing the little strips. So that's what I did, and then you can see I have little piles of embellishments. So I'm going to begin by creating my very first one. Now I did leave in most of my process. I think the last one is the only one I didn't leave in, just so that you guys can kind of see, and I did fast forward this quite a bit, and it is going to be a pretty long video, so I'm sorry. I apologize, and I hope you guys will at least, you don't want to watch the whole thing, just maybe skip to the end and see the final product, because I do have a lot of close-ups at the end. But yeah, if you guys are still with me, I'm beginning by creating the first one. So I just took this piece of 6 by 6. This is just a 6 by 6 paper that I have just lying around, and I take that so I can kind of guide myself as to, you know, what size or how things should fit within that 6x6 space. Now, my original idea was to have the 4 pictures, just like I had showed you guys earlier, have the 4 pictures, the black and white pictures on the color papers, and then the color picture on the black paper. Now, I wanted each sort of section to be like a little layout of its own, kind of. That was my idea. That's why I picked so many embellishments, because I wanted to just embellish around it and just have it be kind of like a layout of its own, each little 6x6 square. Now, in the end, what happens is that I overly embellish, which I'm fine with because I love how it turned out. But since I do so much embellishing and I add so many things, it's not gonna be pretty when you put it all together. So you're gonna see once I go to actually put it all together, it's gonna be way too much. So that's when I decided to turn it into a 2-page spread. So here I go. This is my very first one. Again, I'm starting with a black and white photo and just embellishing with pink, some little accents of black and gold, of course, which there's a lot of gold in this collection. So that's my first little cluster, and you're gonna see it completed. There it is. I came back to it the next day because this took a long time. So there's my my paper. Now, I did use that stencil, and that's an 8x8 stencil. So I did go around it, and I believe I did edit that out. I went around the stencil with the same stencil, just kind of filling in the gaps on the edges, so that the stencil could go all around the page. So I didn't show that. I kind of edited that out because this video is long enough as it is, so I didn't think you guys needed to see me do that. I just added the stencil around the edges. So here I go with my second little cluster. Now this little cluster is going to be my, this is my yellow little sort of cluster. So the main color in that is yellow, and there are little hints of orange in there, and then green, of course, because of the little leaves. But for the most part, it is yellow and orange are the main colors. First one was pink and black, kind of, or pink and dark wood and black. I don't know. Yeah, that's just kind of things that looked good together. That's what it is. So here I go. I'm putting together this little cluster of banners. I cut one of the pieces of papers and made it into a banner. Then I cut this little sort of, what is that, a hexagon? I cut that, and then I stuck one half on one side, one half on the other. And I'm sorry if this is boring for you guys to watch. I'm just layering my little embellishments and my little flowers one over the other, and just trying to get something that looks pretty and is pleasing to the eye. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now, just kind of layering things around. And I decide to use those little tags, which I'm going to layer up one over the other. And then I decided to stick that little gold foil flower on there. So I love this collection and all the flowers. I mean, the florals are just beautiful. But it brings a lot of florals. Like, that's why I kind of wanted to really use up this floral, because I know that, you know, I'm either gonna just hoard them because they're so pretty, or I'm just gonna not use them because, you know, I'm over it. So that's why I said I'm gonna use up as much as I can with this layout. Even though Christy and I still have one more layout to go with this collection, but yeah, I just wanted to use up as much as I could from this beautiful collection. And I really like how it turned out in the end, so I hope you guys do too. And let me know below. And make sure you guys watch Christy's video when you're done watching mine. I'm going to have the link below, because I can't wait to see what she does. It's going to be very exciting to see her layout. So basically, you guys kind of get the idea of what I'm doing, even though I left a lot of it in there, or most of it in there. Basically, I'm just starting out with a frame, with one of the chipboard frames. This one I just cut 2 pieces of that green strip and placed them on the sides of the photo. So this little cluster is going to be green and coral, or green and pink. So yeah, so I'm just starting out with a frame, chipboard frame in a specific color, and then I'm building my layers and my clusters around those colors. And you had seen that I had kind of separated my little clusters and just kind of divided my embellishments how I wanted to use them. So that's basically all it is, just kind of beginning with a chipboard frame with a specific color, and then just working my way around it and just layering embellishments and little bits and pieces here and there. So yeah, this was fun. This was a lot of fun to make. It took a while. I can't even tell you how long it took, because I would record and stop recording and record and stop, because it was just a really long process. So even though this video is extremely long, it could have been a lot longer, but I spared you guys having to watch every single detail. But I did keep this in because I did fast forward it quite a bit, just so you guys can kind of see what it is that I'm doing. Again, the last one I don't record. I edited that out, so you guys will only see the first 3. So I'm just about to be done with this one. I'm just kind of putting on the final touches and adding the final flowers, and I'm just sticking everything down with my ATG gun. My ATG holds everything perfectly, so I didn't need any other type of adhesive for this, for these flowers. So yeah, just kind of finishing up with this one. And yeah, I'm just picking up a bit here because I have a mess. And you can imagine the mess that I created cutting up little papers. So here is the last one, and I don't make you watch that one. So there it is. That's what it would have kind of looked like had I placed all of them on that one paper. And it would have just been way too much. I'm just taking some white twine, and I'm just wrapping it around a little tag that was there. And I did add some twine to the tags on the pink little cluster. So yeah, so that's when I decided, okay, this is not gonna work. So here I go, I'm just cutting it up. And I was able to cut it, and I even had to cut through my modeling paste, which is what I used with my stencil. I think that's a jelly bean soup stencil. I just got that at Tuesday morning when I went on my last visit. So I thought I did want that paper to show with the polka dots, because my whole idea behind the stencil was to kind of marry the 4 papers and have them kind of all look a little bit like they belong together, because they all have that same stencil. So I figure it's the same thing with this alternative, I guess. So there are my mystery ingredients, which are my thickers, and I'm gonna write out happy birthday to you, and you're gonna see me do that. And I'm just taking some wax paper, and I am just spelling out happy birthday. And those, oh gosh, I should have probably gotten the names of the thickers, but I don't. Now the birthday, I was gonna use these stickers, these yellow ones, but they were just way too bright. Those ones are just way too bright, and the black ones I don't end up using either, because I think they just stood out way too much. So I'm gonna replace I'm gonna replace that with some gold thickers. So then there I go, taking off those yellow ones, because I realized they were just not the right shade of yellow. Then I decided to use this. This is from the chipboard pack. I decided to use that little banner, and then I'm gonna place it just like that, kind of going from one page to the other, and that will also help to kind of marry the 2 pages together. You know, have something in common. So here we go. I think I was just adding a few extra leaves on there. And at this point, I'm still adding bits and pieces. You know, as I see bits and pieces here and there, I kind of just add them or take them off, or whatever I feel like it needs. So I'm adhering down my papers. I decided to stick with this. I'm just gonna have them each kind of my little clusters kind of offset to the right, so that that paper will still show, because I do love that paper, and I do really want that paper to show. So And then I do use some thin cardboard to just give that a bit of dimension so that it pops off the page a bit. So that's what I'm doing, just using some thin cardboard, which I'm sticking behind all of my little clusters, and that's just gonna make it really pop off the page. Not that it doesn't pop enough already with all the stuff that I have on it, but yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, just kind of putting them off to the side, just adhering everything with my ATG and then putting them off to the side. And again, I really love how this turned out. It's different, and that's my son. He's showing me something. It's just different, and it ends up being, I don't know, it just ends up kind of being different. Not what I expected. And then I will realize afterwards that I didn't, yeah, there I go, that I didn't put any thin cardboard behind this. And the thin cardboard is just like chipboard. You guys have watched my channel before, you guys know I use this all the time. And I'm sorry you have to watch me swap out my ATG adhesive. So yeah, that thin cardboard is just like chipboard. I get it at work for free because it comes in like a packaging that we get at work, so I get it for free. So yeah, so here I go, just placing my little clusters down and cutting down some thin cardboard. Hope you guys are still with me. We're more than halfway through, so hope you guys are still here with me. I would love to know what you guys think about this. I know it's a little different and a little bit crazy, but I really like it. I really like it. So I really would like to know what you guys think, and just your thoughts on this, and yeah, just your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you guys. So at this point, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I need to stick my title down. That's what I'm thinking. Yep, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm just sticking my title down. And then there goes the happy, and then I'm trying to figure out what to do for the yellow, because I don't have any thickers in that particular yellow color. So you're gonna see what I'm gonna do in just a minute to solve that issue. So I'm taking some. Now I take these are thickers, these are the DIY thickers. These are just American Craft thickers, and they have sticky sides on both sides, so you can use glitter on the front. So that's perfect. I thought I'm gonna take some of this, this is American Crafts, this is the Wow glitter. I'm gonna take some yellow and orange, and I'm gonna mix it together. This is just American Crafts, like I said, Wow glitter. I mix yellow and orange, and then that gives me sort of more of that color that I want, because the yellow ones were just way too yellow. And this one, since I'm mixing the yellow and the orange, it's kind of the perfect, even though the glitter doesn't mix, you know, it doesn't actually mix together, but you get kind of both shades in there. So it ends up being, you know, more or closer to the color that I need. It's not such a bright yellow, because in this little cluster and that paper that I'm using, the color really is more of a mustard color. So yeah, so basically those just end up making me a lot happier than the other ones. So I place them down there, but then I do move them, and I do put them going up and down. So you'll see me do that in a little bit. I put them off to the side to kind of dry and just let the glitter kind of settle in and just kind of adhere. So here I go, and then I take the, I'm sorry, my camera's kind of off center, but yeah, I was going to use the black ones, but I don't end up using those. So then I realized I needed my fiber for this, because there is, it does call for a fiber, the recipe. So I take some tulle. I have these tulle circles, which I got at Walmart, and they're like in the wedding decor section or whatever. So I take these, and what I'm doing is I'm just kind of folding them into like a quarter and making like a quarter circle, and then I am I'm stapling just the center with my little tiny attacher, and then I am spraying with different spray mists. I'm spraying the tulle to kind of get a color similar to the one from my cluster. So I did use, that one is the Heidi Swapp in Mint. The other one was the Dilutions, and that is the, I want to say that's Funky Fuchsia was the first one that I used. I think it was, no, I'm sorry, it was the Bubblegum Pink was the first one I used. This one that I'm using, which is kind of like that orange color, is the Lindy Stamp Gang, and that's the Cattail Copper. No, I'm sorry, Red Hot Poker Orange. And then I did add some Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Mustard to that one to kind of get more of the color that I wanted. And then the last one I'm going to use is last one I'm going to use is the Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Salmon. So I have Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Salmon, in Mustard, and in Mint Green, and then I have Dilutions in Bubblegum Pink and the Lindy Stamp Gang in Red Hot Poker Orange. So this is what it looks like after it has dried. So all of my little pieces have dried. And, or have they dried? Yes, they have. Okay, so now I'm gonna kind of just layer them next to my little cluster, which is kind of where my cluster ends and the paper begins, sort of. So yeah, so just added the pink. The hot pink one is going with the pink. The green one is going with the black cluster. And then I decided that one needed or those two needed a bit more color because they were looking a little bit dull. You know, it is tulle, so the color does kind of dry and seep through, and it doesn't show as vibrantly as it does when you spray it on there. So that's why I needed to just add some more. Now, when I used my heat tool, the tool itself, because the heat tool is so hot, the tool itself kind of buckled, like it got, it just kind of crunched up a little bit. And normally I would throw it away and start over, but I liked it because it added a little bit more texture, because it kind of made my tool a little bit more, or gave it a little bit more texture. So I thought that was kind of perfect. So yeah, and then I think I just decided to move something over there. I think I had, yeah, just lift everything up. And I don't know what I did. I just had to move my picture over, I think. Yeah, I think I had my picture over to the left of the frame and I wanted it over to the right of the frame. Yeah, that's what it is. So, yeah. So I hope you guys are still with me. If you are, thank you. I promise I won't have videos as long as this ever again. This was just a really long process, and you know, when you're kind of editing these videos, you don't know what to take out, or you don't know what people want to see or don't want to see. I personally like to watch someone's whole process, so that's why I kind of figure maybe somebody wants to watch my whole process. So yeah, that's what this is. But I did warn you guys, so you were warned. Alright, so I'm just taking some hot glue to get those clusters down, because it does have the tool on there, so you know, once you add a fiber on there, besides all the stuff that I have on it, it would have just, you know, I mean, I could have used my ATG, but it wouldn't have been as effective as the hot glue. So there is my hot glue. You can see that I did move my little thickers. I did put them going vertically, and then I did swap out the day for gold ones. Now I'm using my Heidi Swapp Color Shine just to sprinkle a little bit around the white areas, because it did need a little something in those areas, and Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine always does that little something for me. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to do that for both, and then I believe that is going to be it. I think so. Yep. Okay, so here are some close-ups, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you stuck through the whole process, you are a trooper. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Please like this video if you like it. Be sure to check out Christy's video because I can't wait to see what she does. And stay tuned for more from our series. So thank you guys again for watching. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week and have a happy Thanksgiving because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So thank you guys for watching and have a great day. I'll see you guys very soon with more videos. Stay tuned because I have December Daily coming up in December as well. So look out for that. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.